Broadcasting from 88.3 FM WXUT, this is Autumn on Air. It's currently 6:30 in the morning on Wednesday, October 2nd, and it's expected to be sunny today with a high of 67 and a low of 49. It will be partly cloudy with lots of sunshine for the remainder of the week, with temperatures remaining in the high 60s and lower 70s. Welcome to fall, and thank you for turning into your morning newscast. I'm Autumn Vasquez.
And I'm Autumn Cerniak. Astronomers at the University of Madrid have identified a roughly bus-sized asteroid lovingly named 2024 PT5. The small space rock is expected to join Earth's orbit and become a second moon for roughly 2 months. The phenomenon of mini-moons isn't entirely uncommon, as the last detected instance was in 2020. The issue is, it's very hard to detect such small objects. Unfortunately, the mini-moon won't be visible to the naked eye, nor through amateur telescopes, but quote, can be observed with relatively large research-grade telescopes, according to Carlos de la Fuente Marcos, who had discovered and co-published the discovery with Raúl de la Fuente Marcos to the American Astronomical Society. The mini-moon will have an orbit of 57 days, an orbit that unfortunately it will be unable to finish as it is expected to continue its trajectory. However, don't worry, divas, as this lovely piece of celestial stone is expected to return in 2055. More than 90,000 Georgia residents were ordered to shelter in place Monday when the chemical plant east of Atlanta had caught fire. The smell of chlorine had spread to Atlanta by that Monday, which had prompted emergency services to use detectors to check the air quality. The fire was believed to have started when a sprinkler had malfunctioned 5 a.m. last Sunday at the Biolab plant in Conyers, and the fire was brought under control by 4 p.m. that day. According to Biolab's website, the facility was part of a pool and spa water care facility of the city of Lawrenceville, Georgia. No employees were injured in the initial fire. However, people like Arian Johnson have reported headaches and trouble breathing with, quote, my upper chest and throat have been tight all day. Though the plant has been open since 1973, this has been the fourth significant fire in the past 20 years, which thankfully has led to no known deaths as of writing. Beginning at midnight last Monday, the dock workers and longshoremen of several of the top East and Gulf Coast ports have gone on strike as negotiations between the International Longshoremen's Association, or the ILA, and the United States Maritime Alliance, or the USMX, have fallen through, as the USMX was unable to yield a contract with the ILA. ILA President Harold Daggett was quoted as saying, the USMX brought on this strike when they decided to hold firm to foreign-owned ocean carriers earning billion-dollar profits at the United States ports, but not compensate the American ILA longshore workers who perform the labor that brings them their wealth. This strike is currently affecting ports all across the East and Gulf Coasts, including the ports of Boston, New York/New Jersey, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Norfolk, Wilmington, Charleston, Savannah, Jacksonville, Miami, Tampa, Mobile, New Orleans, and Houston. House Republicans and business groups have been pressuring the Biden administration to break the strike due to its severe financial effects. However, the Biden administration is standing firm on letting the collective bargaining work out, which has been contrary to the position they took last year when rail workers had threatened to strike only for their strike to be made illegal by Congress. More than $2 billion worth of goods flow through these ports daily, or about half of all cargo containers coming to the U.S. It is believed that if this strike continues for more than a week, it could have drastic effects on holiday shopping, including liquor, as according to the Distilled Spirits Council of the United States, more than 3/4 of all imported liquor and about 40% of all U.S. exported liquor flow through these ports. As of current, the ports of the West Coast are still operational and are expected to see increased traffic as companies divert their goods west. The major stick-up in negotiations seem to be over matters of payment and automation. The USMX has offered a 50% increase in wages and a triple contributions to the employees' retirement plans. However, Daggett and the ILA have called this offer quote-unquote stingy when looking at the profits that these shipping companies have made in the recent years. In a video posted by the union, Daggett had said, when they made their most money was during COVID. When my men had to go to work on those piers every single day, he had also noted, they died out there with the virus. We all got sick with the virus. We kept them going. The USMX has also stated its offer to keep the current automation ban and the requirement to negotiate any use of semi-automation. The strikes have come at a troubling time for the Biden administration as the presidential election is 5 weeks away, and though Biden is popular with union leadership, he still isn't very popular amongst the rank and file. especially after the aforementioned rail strike ban. However, the Biden administration has encouraged all parties to keep negotiating and to do so in good faith. Widespread devastation has swept across the South as Hurricane Helene has swept inland as far as Tennessee. As rural communities in western North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, and the like have been absolutely devastated by the hurricane. In western North Carolina, countless residents have been without power or cell services, and the roads in and out of their towns have been swept away by devastating floodwaters. As of writing, 133 people have died and 600 are unaccounted for. Asheville, North Carolina has been one of the worst hit, and as the town of nearly 100,000 has been without power and has had several of its main routes in and out blocked by mudslides and the like. Supplies have had to been transported in by truck, air, and by mule to try to help the struggling people of Asheville. Neighbors have been coming together to share what food they have, as much of it will go bad due to lack of power in the region. Many in the region were prepared for a storm, but none were prepared for a storm of this magnitude. In eastern Tennessee, the Impact Plastics factory has received harsh criticism as several of the workers have died in the flooding, with some of the families of the victims claiming that they would have been fired for leaving. Many of the employees weren't advised on what to do and has led to several of the workers, many of which were Latino, to die in the floodwaters. Impact Plastics has released a statement saying, quote, "At no time were employees told that they would be fired if they left the facility. For employers who were non-English speaking, bilingual employees were among the group of managers who delivered the message," end quote. Immigration groups working with the families of the victims are calling for better services for immigrants in times of disaster. One group, the Tennessee Immigrant and Refugee Rights Coalition, in a statement released Monday, has said that their staff have witnessed people unable to get interpretation from local and state officials, and that some family members have been asked to provide identification, which has, quote, hindered their ability to find missing loved ones. The FPO party, an Austrian far-right party, has won 28.8% of the vote and is the first time a far-right party has won in their country's parliament since World War II. This is part of a trend seen across Europe as far-right sentiments are on the rise in the region. The silver lining of this is that the party leader, Herbert Kickl, needs to form a coalition with other conservatives. However, Kickl, a fan of several conspiracy theories, is seen as a bit of a pariah, and members of the Austrian parliament, including the chancellor of the Conservative People's Party, won't join Kickl due to his aforementioned beliefs in conspiracy theories. The Conservative People's Party won second, with the Social Democrats taking third. Nehammer, the chancellor of the Conservative Party, was quoted as saying, "I have always said that with Herbert Kickl, who believes in conspiracy theories, who accuses the WHO of being the next world government, and the meeting in the Davos to be a preparatory meeting for world domination, you can't run a state sensibly and responsibly with them, and I still stand by that." Potentially, Nehammer could form a coalition government with the Social Democrats, or the Conservative Party could exchange Nehammer for someone more amenable to Kickl. Kickl's policies are heavily anti-immigration, and he is calling for, quote, a remigration of uninvited foreigners, as well as an end to sanctions against Russia, criticism of aid to Ukraine, and he wants to bow out of the European Sky Shield Initiative, which is a missile defense program led by Germany. Overall, Europe has been trending more towards populist and extreme ends of the political spectrum, both right and left, which is in line with the increasing polarization being observed in the U.S. and other countries. Governor Mike DeWine was infuriated by J.D. Vance's recent comments towards Haitian migrants eating pets in Springfield, Ohio. DeWine is also upset that Vance had referred to Springfield's Haitian community as, quote, illegal aliens. DeWine had said that you shouldn't make up stuff about migrants who have a right to be in the U.S. because they are fleeing conflict or environmental disaster. DeWine and his wife have visited Haiti 20 times, and, quote, to say that these people are illegal is just not right. You can't make stuff up like that. In an interview with ABC News, DeWine stressed that Haitians in Ohio are legally allowed to stay in the U.S. and that several companies in Springfield informed him that Haitians are good workers and that they helped the economy. Despite their comments about Haitians in his community, DeWine still plans to vote for Trump this upcoming election, as he said, quote, if you want to continue to be effective, you have to do it from inside your own party.
Moving on to Toledo's news now. The city of Toledo is in its final stages of a flag redesign, as a semifinal of 10 flags has been chosen by the city council. Some of the common themes seen throughout the contest seem to be the iconic Veterans Glass City Skyway and the Toledo colors, which have traditionally been a deep blue and white. According to Nathan Madamo, Art and Public Places Coordinator at the Arts Commission, quote, the deadline is Friday for community feedback. To look at some of these beautiful flags, you can go to www.theartscommission.org/public art/Toledo flag. Dave's Hot Chicken, a restaurant started by 3 childhood friends in their 20s with $900 in their pocket, turns up the heat in Toledo. The restaurant's newest location on Monroe Street held its grand opening on Friday, September 27th, with customer lines wrapping the building. While there's been mixed reviews, you've got to try it for yourself. Their chicken spice meter starts at no spice, turns up the heat to medium, and from medium to Reaper with many levels in between. Continuing on with chicken in Toledo, the annual Chicken Wars, hosted by Toledo's Glaze'em Gourmet Funnel Cakes, took place this weekend, with 3 winners in each Cluckin' category. First up, we have the Best Fried Chicken. In the number 1 spot, we have Big Tones. In second place, Stack's Chicken. In third place, Yummy Yummy. As for People's Choice, Yummy Yummy took home the number 1 spot, Los Pollos Loco in the second spot, and Stack's Chicken in the third. For Best Barbecue, we have O. Henry in number 1, My Brother's Chicken in number 2, and Mud City Barbecue in the third spot. Finally, the Best Chicken Taco was awarded to Los Pollo Loco, with Tacos El Junior in second place, and finally, Tacos El Ranchero in third place. To celebrate the fall time season in Toledo, there are a few events around the city to prepare for. First up, Cider and Canvas at the Glass City Pavilion in Glass City Metro Park, which is coming up Wednesday, October 3rd from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Enjoy some apple cider while taking a guided painting class. No experience is required for this, and it's for ages 8 and up. Registration is required, however, and it can be found on metroparkstoledo.com. Next up, there is a Retroween skate party with Q105's Eric's Chase at the Ribbon on Friday, October 11th from 7 to 10 p.m. This event will feature DJ Adoob, and while personal skates are encouraged, skate rentals will also be available at the Market Hall on a first-come, first-served basis. This event is free and no registration is required. Next, take a fall color cruise on the Sandpiper, a 100-passenger cruise boat housed at the Glass City Riverwalk, which is now offering multiple dates for 2-hour-long themed river cruises along the Maumee River. Warm beverages and snacks will be provided by Los Toros Catering. Ticket purchases are required for these events, with adult tickets listed at $35 each and children tickets ages 2 to 12 years old listed at $27 each. And finally, although fall just made its entrance, ice skating reservations are now open for dates November 8th through March 2nd at the Ribbon on Glass City Metro Park. Make these reservations early and don't miss your chance to ice skate on the Ribbon Trail this winter. On to campus news. UT10 News, the university's only student newscast, went live in the studio this week with hard-hitting coverage of campus and community news. The newscast goes live every Tuesday at noon, so to learn more, make sure to check out www.utnews.com. The University of Toledo's student newspaper, The Collegian, hits newsstands across campus today, so make sure to check out your closest newsstand to pick up a copy of their latest edition. Student leaders from across UT met at Kalahari Resorts in Sandusky, Ohio, this past weekend for U Toledo's annual Kalahari Leadership Conference. Autumn Cerniak has more for us.
The conference included training, workshops, networking, and all-around fun. I was actually selected to go to the conference, and they had some great keynote speakers, and I overall felt that the conference was incredibly informative and had a fun time at the water park with many of my peers. Many of the offices and student orgs had sent 3 representatives each, 2 leaders in the organizations, and 1 member who was considered a quote-unquote rising leader, according to Dr. Sammy Spann, the Vice President of Student Affairs and Dean of Students. We had 2 times when we would break away from the main conference to separate presentations. My favorite one was a presentation on mentoring and being mentored. It covered on how to find a mentor, what good mentoring looks like, and it had my favorite one was a presentation on mentoring and being mentored. It covered on how to find a mentor, on what good mentoring looks like, and what good menteeing or being mentored looked like.
Thank you for that, Autumn, and happy Homecoming Week. To celebrate U Toledo's oldest tradition, Homecoming Week kicked off with campus events on Monday and will wrap up with U Toledo's homecoming football game against Miami Redhawks in the Glass Bowl on Saturday. Students can look forward to the Cap Petting Zoo on the lawn of Memorial Fieldhouse from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. today, and the Homecoming Talent Show in the Doberman Theater at 7 p.m. on Thursday. In addition to these events, Welcome to the Barbecue will be held at the Flatlands on Friday, 7:30 p.m., and Saturday morning, all U Toledo Rockets are invited to join the fun of the Homecoming Parade at 10 a.m. The parade will begin at West Bancroft Street and Campus Road and go east to Chettleham Road to Christie Street, to Middlesex Drive and back to West Bancroft Street. Join U Toledo in celebrating the 101st Edward C. and Helen G. Schmeckel Homecoming Parade. Continuing on with homecoming events, the Collegian is hosting its annual Archive Night with Welcome to the Jungle as its theme this Friday, October 4th, in Student Union Room 2591 from 4 to 6 p.m. Come join the Collegian in reliving homecoming's printed history throughout the past century for this annual event.
I just wanted to say, I thought it was really funny that it's the beginning of fall and we didn't go like the beginning of autumn. We're both autumn.
Oh, yeah, that was totally a missed opportunity there.
Oh, wow. I guess we took the opportunity now.
Well, happy autumn.
Happy autumn. Woo!
And that's it for the show. Thank you for tuning in to Autumn on Air on 88.3 WXUT. I'm Autumn Vasquez.
And I'm Autumn Cerniak.
And don't forget to tune in next Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30 a.m.